take some of those ideas and concepts and apply it to what you do. Okay. When I get to the second version, I'm going to break it down and show you every chord and everything that I'm doing so you can learn it as well and add it to your repertoire of songs that you already know. Okay. Again, thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy this. Hear our prayer, O Lord, in the key of C major. All right, here's the basic way of playing it. All right, so that is Hear Our Prayer, O Lord. That's somewhat of the basic way of playing it. Now, let's play it in a more advanced way, okay? Here we go. All right, so that's it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to break it down and share with you some of the concepts that I played in the second version. All right, so now again, this is in the key of C. And much of what I am doing is what I call leading with the melody. Leading with the melody. I try to do this quite often when I am trying to what I call reharmonize a song, or in other words, use substitute chords other than the original chords of the song for the sake of just making it a little bit more modern, a little bit more advanced sounding, or just changing the arrangement up to make it something fresh and something new. So the way that we started this was, all right, with that melody note on the top. So the melody is, all right, now that's the melody. So now when we lead with the melody, we're going to allow the melody to be the top note on most of the chords. And then we're going to put additional chords with the basic ones, and then also sometimes even completely different ones. So let's try that. Again, the first chord, all right, which is a C major chord. And what I'm doing is just spreading the chord out. Now with my left hand, I'm doing what's called a second inversion C major chord, drop 2. Okay, so I have the root, the 5th, and then the 10th right here. But it is a C major second inversion drop 2 chord. All right, and I have that melody on the top where I'm playing E, G, C, E. Okay, melody is still on the top. Now this is where it's a little different. This is a D dominant 7 sharp 11 13 chord, and the left hand is playing D, F sharp, and C. Right hand is E, G sharp, B, and E. Almost looks like an E major triad with an E on the top. Okay, with D, F sharp, and C with the left hand. Okay, so again, we move like that. The A flat moves to A, and the B moves to C. Okay. Okay, we go to G suspended ninth right here. The left hand is G and F. Right hand is C, F, A, and D. And then we do these passing chords. Okay? Now, passing chords are chords that you put in between your main chords. Now, with this particular song, normally it would say, or play rather, hear our prayer, oh Lord. So we are basically moving from the C major to the G major. And then G dominant 7. So those are like what I would call your target chords. And so what I'm doing is putting chords in between those target chords. That's one way that you can reharmonize songs. So again, okay, so here's a passing chord that's taking us to the G. Instead of G major, I'm playing G suspended. Okay, to give it a different sound. And then we're going to do some more passing chords. Okay, now normally we would play G7 or go to D minor 7. Okay, in the traditional way of playing it. But what I'm going to do now is throw in some passing chords that's going to lead us to D minor 7. So let's try it again. Okay. All right, this is a target chord. So this is D minor 7. And notice how I played all of those chords leading up to that particular chord. So I did this. Okay. And a lot of what I did was moving in what you would call fourths. All right, fourths are something that you can do to take you to what I would call main chords or pivot chords in a sense. And so what you do, if this is your main chord or your target chord, you would move down a fourth, and a fourth down from D is A. Okay, if we were to do it again, a fourth down from A would be E. Okay, so that's the movement that I did. I moved from an E to an A to a D. Those were fourths. And I played chords that worked with those particular bass notes. So E minor 7, flat 5, A dominant 7. Then I threw in a half step leading to the D minor 7. Okay, so that's my thinking in doing that. All right, so again, here we go. Now let's break it down. We have E and D for left hand. Right hand is D, G, B flat. Then we go to A dominant 7. Left hand is A and G. Right hand is C sharp, G and A. And then we go to C sharp dominant 7. Excuse me, C sharp diminished 7. And the left hand is D flat. Right hand is G, B flat, D flat, E, and G. Okay. And then we go to D minor 7, which is D and A. Okay. Right hand is F, A, C, D, F. Okay. So up to this point, now we have this. And then we go here. All right, this is just basically a G dominant 7, and I'm throwing in that flat 9 to add a little tension to the chord. Okay, and sometimes I like to do this. This is where I move the left hand notes and it changes the chord. But we're starting with G and F. Left hand, right hand is A flat, B, and F. And then left hand is F and D. Right hand is A flat, B, and F. And we move here. It's just simply C major over E. And I'm doing a little suspension right there. Left hand is E and C. Right hand is G, C, and G. And we're doing a little suspension, moving from the D to the C with both hands. Okay, then we move like this. Okay, now that's something that I really like to do quite often, is where I will take a diminished chord. It's right here. For example, let's take C diminished to demonstrate my thinking. Okay, so to play this C diminished chord, we have C, E flat, G flat, and A. What I like to do is take the top note of my diminished chord and move it up a whole step, which is 2 keys. 1, 2. Okay, and then we have this. Okay, instead of just that, I take the top note, move it up a whole step, and it gives me that sound. Okay, more of a contemporary type of sound. And then I will resolve back to the normal note. Okay, and a lot of times it gives you a nice little melody, an additional melody or counter melody that you can throw in. Okay, so again, okay, that's it right there. Okay, so we can look at this like E flat diminished. The left hand is E flat, C, G flat. Right hand is C, E flat, G flat, B natural. Okay, then we go here, D minor 11. Left hand is D and F. Right hand is A, C, E, G. Okay, pretty much the same chord. We just change our bass note from D to G. Okay, and it makes it G suspended 13. Then we're still leading with the melody. Okay, now we're on G minor 9. The left hand is G, F, A, B flat, D, G. Okay, we go here to C and F, left hand. Right hand is B flat, D, and G. And these inward notes move. The F moves to E, and the D moves to D flat. Everything else stays the same. Okay, another little movement I love to do, you can play with that a little bit. Little things like that. Okay, that's the melody. It's E. Then we simply go to F major, add 2. Left hand is F, C. Right hand is G, A, C, F. And then we go to F minor 6. Okay, which is F, D. Left hand, right hand is F, A flat, C, D. Now, sometimes what I like to do is, especially when it's a minor 6 chord, I will literally play a major scale modally, like this. Okay, now this is my thinking. I'm also looking at this like a D minor 7 flat 5 chord. Okay, D minor 7 flat 5. You also, if you invert that, it's a F minor 6. And so since I'm playing it with an F bass note, I'm calling it F minor 6. But it looks like a D minor 7 flat 5. So what that means is this is the 7th mode of E flat major. Okay, so what I mean by that, if I'm playing the E flat major scale, E flat is 1, F is 2, G is 3, A flat is 4, B flat is 5, C is 6, and D is 7. Now, how did I come up with this as the 7th mode? If I were to play chords within the actual E flat major scale, it would turn out like this. Okay? This would be the 1 chord in E flat, the 2 chord in E flat, the 3 chord in E flat, the 4 chord in E flat, the 5 chord in E flat, the 6 chord in E flat, and then the 7th chord in E flat. Okay, and so this would be the 7th mode. Okay, so what I'm going to do is play the E flat major scale, because that's what we started with. That's like what you would call the parent scale. Okay, and the other notes would be like the children, okay, in a sense. So I can play the E flat major scale starting on E flat, the E flat major scale starting on F, the E flat major scale starting on G, and so on. And they're all coming from the E flat major scale, but starting in different places. And so whenever you have a minor 7 flat 5 chord, you always can play what's called the 7th mode, or start on the 7th scale degree of that particular major scale. So in this instance, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I'm going to play E flat major starting on D. And it sounds like this. And you can use that in a very, very, very creative way. You can play more than one note. Okay, but it's nothing more than an E flat major scale. You're just starting in a different place. Okay, so that's kind of getting into modes, but just wanted to show you what I did. Okay, so let's finish the song up. And then we did this. All right. G, F sharp, right hand is C, E flat, G flat, B. All right, I'm going to throw that in right there. Left hand is G and F, right hand is B, E, A flat, and B natural. All right, then we did this. All right, that's simply B flat, E, and G with the left hand. And this is somewhat like a little octave, little expressive thing where I am playing C, D, E, G, C, B flat. Okay, again, C, D, E, G, C, B flat, okay, while playing that. All right, this is A, F, and C. It's basically F major, A, F, and C. And then we move like this. Okay, F minor 6 over A flat. Left hand is A flat, F. Right hand is D, F, A flat, C. Then we change our bass note. Okay, that's a dissonant chord. And then we end it with the C major. Okay, C, G, E. Right hand, C, E, G, C. All right, so let's put it all together. All right, here we go. All right, that is the arrangement. Hear my prayer, or hear our prayer, O Lord. And so I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you saw some things that you can take and incorporate into your own playing. And again, this was just a way of saying thank you. We're going to be sending you more things. So we really appreciate you being a subscriber and taking the time to open the emails, read them, to see what we have. We just want to bring value to you, to serve you, and to help you to accomplish your goals.